What is up, everybody? So the Packers are in full-on off-season mode. As other teams prepare for the playoffs, the Packers are here finishing things off for the year and coming in and signing lots of different players to futures contracts, as they typically do a few days after the season ends. And so I want to go over all 13 players who have been signed by the Packers to futures contracts, which are basically one-year minimum contracts, mainly practice squad players who are being re-signed by their team. There are 10 players who are actually already on the Packers practice squad during some point of the 2022 season, and then there are 3 new players who are not on the Packers in 2022. So first off, let me start off with the entire all 13 players. This was posted by Packers.com. They said, the Green Bay Packers signed tight end Austin Allen, wide receiver Jeff Cotton, tackle Gene Delance, QB Danny Etling, cornerback Tyrell Ford, cornerback Benji Franklin, running back Tyler Goodson, tight end Nick Guggemos, linebacker Ladarius Hamilton, defensive lineman Chris Slayton, cornerback Keandre Thomas, kicker Parker White, and safety James Wiggins. General manager Brian Gutekunst announced the transactions Tuesday. So let me just go through a list of the 10 players who are already in Green Bay at some point. A little bit of an update. So we have tight end Austin Allen, who was signed in the past week, if you saw my previous video about a week ago. 6'8" tight end, 2022 undrafted free agent, now here in Green Bay. Jeff Cotton, wide receiver, was originally signed by the Packers practice squad back on November 9th, so he's been here for a little while. Tackle Gene Delance, signed by the Packers practice squad on December 13th. He's a 2022 rookie out of the University of Florida. QB Danny Etling, who was a 7th-round draft pick back in 2018 by the Patriots, was signed by the Packers about a year ago, last January. We have cornerback Benji Franklin, signed to the Packers practice squad on September 1st of this year, 2022, I guess last year, and he was a 2022 undrafted free agent. We have running back Tyler Goodson, who I really loved in the preseason. I think he may have a bright future. He's quick, he's fast, he's speedy, and we'll see if he ever gets an opportunity to come in here and be on the Packers' official roster, because he didn't make it last year. He was signed by the Packers as an undrafted free agent on May 2nd of 2022, and I really hope that he gets some more opportunities, because last preseason, he looked really good to me. Tight end Nick Guggemos signed to the Packers practice squad back on November 29th of 2022. Back again for the Packers. Linebacker Ladarius Hamilton, who played in 24 snaps for the Packers in 2022, only had 1 pressure, didn't get too many opportunities, and he was also here with the Packers back in 2021, where he had 64 snaps. So the Packers decided to bring him back. We have defensive lineman Chris Slayton, was signed by the Packers last May. Honestly, looked pretty solid in the preseason, made some nice plays, but he spent most of the year on the practice squad. And then we have, finally, of the 10 who are returning, cornerback Keandre Thomas, who was signed by the Packers about a year ago, last January, and spent the year on the Packers practice squad. Now for the 3 new players who are new here in Green Bay. First off, we have kicker Parker White. He played college football at South Carolina. He was an undrafted free agent, and he actually leads South Carolina as their all-time point scorer. So we'll see what happens here in the future with Mason Crosby becoming a free agent. Will he return? Who knows? And then we have safety James Wiggins, was a 7th-round draft pick by the Cardinals back in 2021 and has spent time with both the Cardinals and the Chiefs. And then we have, finally, cornerback Tyrell Ford, was a 1st-round pick in the CFL, played 18 games in the CFL in 2022, mainly on special teams. So those are the 13 players signed to futures contracts for the Packers. And now with it being the offseason, we will have that 90-man roster. And then, of course, that will get whittled down until the final rosters are decided right before the season starts in 7 or so months, whittling it down to 53. So all offseason we'll be covering all the different players the Packers bring in, which free agents are signed, which Packers players who are free agents, which there are 18, will return to Green Bay. Who knows? Some will probably leave, some will stay, as typically happens. Sort of sad to see guys who have been here leave, but that's just what it is sometimes. Packers have to make those kinds of decisions, and then, of course, we'll probably have some other free agents come in here this offseason, and I'll cover all of that. So stay tuned. Feel free to subscribe if you never want to miss any kind of Packers news. But that's all I have for this video, and I'll see you guys next time.